As a child, I remember being told by my Southern-born and bred grandmother that playing cards on Sunday was not allowed. In her mind, playing cards was gambling, and gambling on the Lord's Day was against the rules in her house. Now, the other 6 days of the week, it was okay for us to play cards, but on Sunday, we were not allowed to play cards with her. Playing cards is a game. Playing cards, which is a game, is a lot of fun. And like you all, I do like to have fun. Now, there is one game that I do not like to play, and it is often referred to as the race card. That's the card game that I'm not very fond of. And the way that that term is used often indicates to me that people don't understand the severity of what they're saying or what it means when you accuse somebody of playing the race card. I'm going to take you back just a couple of years ago to when I was a junior in high school. Back then, my school district had a rule that you had to have your parents' permission to sign up for whatever classes you wanted to take the next year. Also, your current year's content teacher had to sign off on it as well. As you can see, these were the classes that I planned to take my senior year of high school. All of my teachers were fine, my parents were fine, except for one teacher, and that was the teacher of my current year's accelerated American literature class. She said, when I went to her and I said, I'd like to take AP Lit my senior year, she said no. I said, why not? And what she said to me next floored me. She said, you're not smart enough. And I stood there for just a moment and I said, okay, I'm in an accelerated English class, and this was back in the 80s when it was okay to track students, and I know that we're not supposed to track students, but we had accelerated classes, we had just the regular classes, and then we had the remedial classes. I was in the accelerated class. So she tells me that I'm not smart enough. And I said, but I'm in Program Challenge. Program Challenge is the program that my school district had for the gifted students. I had been tested, I was admitted, so I was taking gifted classes. And when I told my teacher that I was in Program Challenge, this is what she said to me. Now remember, she's already told me that I'm not smart enough to take AP Lit. I tell her I'm in Program Challenge. She tells me they have to let one of you in. Yes, my teacher told me they have to let one of you in. I'm standing there and I'm like, I don't believe that this woman, my teacher, and we're educators, we know that teachers have such great power to be a positive influence in the lives of our children. My teacher told me that I was a token. That shattered my self-esteem in that moment, and it left a very bitter taste in my mouth for many, many years. Once she said that to me, I wondered, am I really smart? Am I the token? Am I the token black in the Program Challenge program? I had no idea. So I'm thinking there's something wrong with me. Well, I realized years later, it's not you, Leslie, it's her. She has the problem, not you. So I had to let that go because I wasn't the token. I had been tested. My IQ said I was smart, so I could have been in the AP Literature class. Social media. How many of y'all like social media? Okay, I have a love-hate relationship with social media. Right now, I'm in that hate stage because of some things that are going on in my life. But when we're talking about race, because of how easy it is for us to get on social media, I am often angered by what I see, because I'll see where somebody has said, well, that person is playing the race card, and that angers me. Because when I use the term playing, I'm talking about something that's enjoyable. And when you're playing the race card, that's not enjoyable. When you were told that you are the token in a program, that's not enjoyable. When you were made to feel less than human because of the color of your skin, that's not enjoyable. When the person who has power to be a positive influence in your life shatters your belief in yourself, that's not enjoyable. My teacher did that to me. She should not have, but she did. So then I had to go back and realize in my life, Leslie, again, it's not you, it's her. I'm a woman of color. I can't change that. This is who I am. As you see, there are pictures of me, various stages of my life. As a woman of color, that comes with a lot of baggage. Being a woman of color has shaped my views on the world. It has shaped my experiences as an educator. It has shaped pretty much everything about me. My experiences as a woman of color have been good, and unfortunately, I had to share a very bad experience as a student of color. As a person of color, I can share with other educators things that we should do or not do to make sure that our children are getting the positive experiences that they should when they are in class. Now, every day in class is not going to be perfect. I taught in the classroom for 11 years, and there are some days that we had some wonderful days, and there are some days that we had some not so wonderful days. But let me share a couple of Leslie's words of wisdom with you. If in your classroom you were having your students make headdresses to celebrate Thanksgiving, stop. If you are having your students simulate segregation or slavery, stop. If in your classroom you're criticizing illegal immigrants, please stop. There are other ways that you can teach your children about history or the law without making them feel like they are less than human. We have to remember that our students, they matter. As educators, we have a job to do. Our job is to educate all of the children who come to our classrooms. Not all of them are going to look like us. Not all of them are going to act like us. But at the end of the day, our job is to teach the children in our classrooms. And in case you were wondering, later in life, although I went to college to become a lawyer, I have a degree in political science, a master's degree in rural and small town planning, I ended up becoming a teacher of English at my alma mater. And you know what? They let me, the girl who wasn't smart enough to teach AP literature, they let me teach the smart kids. In spite of what my teacher said to me at the end of my junior year of high school, I was able to come back and teach for 7 years at that very school where I was told I was not smart enough to be in an advanced placement class. Like a box of crayons, our students have varying needs and varying abilities. They're just a box of a lot of things. When you look at a box of crayons, you see all of these beautiful colors, and all of those beautiful colors produce a different shade. I want you to think about this. Would you much rather have one crayon that colors the same shade, or would you rather have that box of 64 that produces so many beautiful things, so many beautiful colors, and those colors bring so much to the table instead of that one color that colors that one shade? Thank you.